I'm Jim Viola, the President and CEO of HAI. Welcome to this month's edition of the VFR, the Viola Flight Report, where we review what HAI has been doing for you. As the Association for Vertical Aviation, HAI is one of the industry's representatives on the FAA committee that is working to resolve a critical issue in the integration of our newest aircraft category, UAS or drones, into the US National Airspace System. The FAA recently established an Aviation Rulemaking Committee, or ARC, that will examine the regulations that will cover UAS flying beyond the visual line of sight of their remote pilots. This Beyond Visual Line of Sight ARC will provide recommendations to the FAA for performance-based regulations that will achieve safe, economic, and sustainable beyond line of sight drone operations. This is an essential step in the maturation of the UAS and the advanced air mobility industries, and your HAI staff is working shoulder to shoulder with our industry partners and the FAA to make it happen. HAI members also play an important role in facing our industry's challenges. HAI supports 11 working groups staffed by you, our members, that focus on a wide array of industry topics. Some cover subjects that matter to every aviation operation, such as training, flight operations, maintenance, and safety. Others concentrate on an industry sector such as tours, firefighting, or UAS. When I first came on board as President and CEO of HAI, I promised to over-communicate with you. This monthly video series is just one example of our outreach to you, but we also want to hear from you. And by joining a HAI working group, your voice will be heard on issues that are important to you. It is the combined voices of HAI members from all over the world that speak for the global VTOL industry and that shape the direction of HAI's efforts. If you are interested in working with your fellow HAI members on the challenges that confront us, then visit rotor.org/WG. There you can find information on each of our 11 working groups and how to join. Membership is open to all HAI members. You will also see there that several working groups will hold virtual meetings in late July and August. These meetings are open to all HAI members who want to be part of the solution to industry issues. As you may not know, there has been a regulatory development in Washington that poses a direct threat to aviation safety, and that's the Federal Communications Commission's Legato Order. Over the objections of HAI, 14 federal agencies, and a large coalition of aviation groups and other industries, the FCC went ahead and granted Legato's network's request to repurpose spectrum adjacent to the frequencies used by GPS and satellite-based air-to-ground communications, so Legato could build a cellular network. Independent testing has shown that the signal from the Earth-based Legato network will interfere with the comparatively weaker satellite-based signals. In other words, because of the Legato order, you could experience unstable GPS or scrambled air-to-ground communications. At the end of June, I accompanied Stacy Sherd, at that time the HAI chair, to speak on behalf of the helicopter industry at a Capitol Hill press conference announcing the introduction of Oklahoma Senator Jim Inhofe's Retain GPS Act. This bill will force Legato to cover all costs incurred by the private sector, consumers, and state and local governments to mitigate the interference caused by the Legato network. At the press event, Stacy highlighted the impact of cellular interference on safety-critical systems in helicopters. Because our industry often operates at low altitudes and in congested airspace, our aircraft will be even closer to the Legato cell towers and handsets, and therefore at higher risk from the interference. HAI is grateful for Senator Inhofe's steadfast leadership on this issue. In the most recent edition of Rotor magazine, we take a deep dive into the subject of spectrum interference and what it could mean to you. So please look for those stories in this issue. Speaking of Rotor, we are excited to announce our new website, rotormedia.com. We brought together all of our news coverage of the VTOL industry into a website that is easy to navigate, whether you are on your phone, a tablet, or a desktop. In the Rotor Daily section of rotormedia.com, you will find a roundup of the latest industry news. Issues of our quarterly Rotor magazine are also available, featuring thought-provoking stories about safety, technology, and the people and companies that make vertical aviation great. In our latest issue, our cover story is about an HAI member, MD Helicopters, and its year-long airlift to resupply remote communities on the Navajo Nation at risk from COVID-19. Thanks, MD, for providing us with a stellar example of the good done by helicopters and helicopter people. And HAI staff will be coming to meet you at 3 upcoming in-person industry shows: EAA AirVenture in Wisconsin in late July, APSCON, the Airborne Public Safety Conference in New Orleans, also in late July, and the AUVSI Exponential Show in Atlanta in mid-August. Please stop by the HAI booth at any of these shows and say hello. We would love to hear how you are keeping your rotors turning. So that wraps up this month's edition of VFR. Please email me with your comments or suggestions on how HAI can provide you with better service. Until next time, fly safe, stay safe, and keep those rotors turning.